Welcome to the Encouragement Conquers All podcast with Justin Fatica, the podcast for people who want to learn how to be the most encouraging person on the planet and enhance their encouragement superpowers. Now here's your host, Justin.
How's it going, everybody? The goal is, how can we be the most encouraging person on the planet? That's what we need right now. So much division. So many people discouraging people. People not seeing what a gift they are. And I don't know if any of you have seen the film on our team, but I'll tell you what, I coach AAU basketball, and I've been coaching the team for 3 years. I've finished up with them, and I can tell you it's been one of the greatest experiences of my life. It's taught me probably more than it's taught my team. But I can tell you one thing it's taught me is we're all the same. We all want to be loved. We all want to love. We all want to be encouraged. We all need encouragement. And there's been ups and downs, as if you've seen the film, there's been ups and downs, things that we've gone through. But at the end of the day, we've all come back together and realized we need to have each other's backs and build one another up. I actually have a gift, because what a lot of you might not know is why I chose to do this team. And why I chose to do this team was that I was struggling, because one day I practiced, a kid, like, you call it in the street language, like, you jumped me, and it was like, he was talking smack, kids are swearing at me. I'm going through all this stuff, and after one of the practices, I go home and my wife's like, do you really think you're supposed to be coaching this team? It seems like it's going pretty tough, like, kids aren't listening to you, they're not really following direction, like, do you think... And she goes, look, you have high expectations for them. The only way that you're going to be able to get through this is lower your expectations. I go, look, I said to my wife, I agree with you that I need to ask myself if I'm really supposed to coach this team. But there's one thing I know, I can't lower the expectation for them. Because they're amazing, they're a gift. She goes, well, I agree with that, but you're going to have to figure it out some way. So I go out, I have a court at my house, and I go out and I'm shooting baskets. And at that time, it was me coaching. I had a little bit of help, but not much. And kids are just not getting the message that life's about encouragement, and to be a great basketball player, you need to be able to do all the little things right. And I said a prayer, and I said, God, I pray for an assistant coach. And at that time, a lot of the kids on my team didn't have fathers. And I said, I pray for a father to help me, a father of one of the players. And I said, I pray for, actually, I some of my players think I'm Mexican or something, but I don't know if they do that for, they want to do reverse racism or something, like, oh, they don't want the white coach, so at least I'll be Mexican, I'll be in between, but we're going to find out here. And I said, I pray for a father, and I said, I pray for a father of one of the players who's actually a black man. I prayed for a black man. I said, God, I want a black man who played D1 basketball. And I said, for somebody who loves you, God. And I did that. I prayed that. I said, amen. 3 weeks later, I show up to practice. And this kid comes in. He wants to try out for the team. He's about 6 foot, 6'1" at the time. Sophomore point guard, and he goes, I'm a point guard, I'm one of the best point guards around. I'm like, okay, that's great. He's, dribbling around, showing his stuff. I'm like, oh my goodness, another one of these wild kids I got to deal with. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. He gets on the line, and I'm like, all right. He goes, what are we doing, coach? Sprints, defensive sprints. He goes, what is that? I show him what it is, and I say 10 of them, and go up the stairs, right? Because at that time, these stairs you had to climb up after you did the sprint. He's like, what? All of a sudden, he does one of them, and then he does a second. He's like, I got asthma again. I go, look, you might have asthma, but you're out of shape. Keep it going. And this kid's name was Lanair. After the practice, the guy who ran the AAU program, his name's Cam, he goes, Fatica, you gonna keep that kid? I go, I don't know. He's gonna be a lot to work with, this kid. Oh my God, he's gonna be a lot of energy. This kid's gonna take a lot of effort to deal with. And he goes, well, did you meet his dad? I go, his dad was here. I thought it was that guy. He goes, yeah, he played D1 basketball. I go, you gotta be kidding me. And I remembered my prayer, and I said, look, Cam, I know you're not, the God stuff is your thing, and I'm not really bringing that into AAU, but you got to answer one last question for me. Do you think that guy loves God. He goes, Fatica, he goes, that guy was saying God bless you like 3, 4, 5 times. I'm pretty sure he does. God sent me his dad. And it was that day I realized that I was supposed to coach basketball 110% with everything I had. I go home and tell my wife, and she's like, did you get his number? I said, no. But he came back, and I actually, right here on the podcast, I have that kid who, if you haven't seen the film, you got to check it out because he'll touch your life. But this kid has been one of the biggest blessings in my life. It's been one of the greatest honors. For 3 years, I coached him. He's playing for Monroe Community College in New Rochelle, New York, right by a lot of some of you that know me, a lot of my friends that live there. And you know, this kid's gonna do great things with his life. This kid's gonna do unbelievable things with his life. I already told him he's gonna be a great father and husband. I already told him that's his job. And I told him that, you know, you're gonna do great things for this world. And he's a giver. This kid actually, I remember we were just driving through the city of Syracuse, and nobody asked him. And you know, kids, they don't got much money, maybe for ice cream or something. But he opens up the window and he gives a homeless guy $10. Anytime, he's a giver. This kid's a giver. He cares about others. I believe in him. He actually was injured, and for part of our AAU season this past year, and he actually would be at every single practice, even though he's injured, just to be with us. And he's been a big part of this team. And I wanted to have you meet him. If you haven't seen the film, you got to check it out. And he is a big encourager. I brought Lanair McMurren Jr. Senior's not here, but we got Junior here. And I wanted to bring him to share with the world you, because you mean the world to me. So thanks for coming on and hanging out with us.
Appreciate it, Coach.
It's crazy, right, that we're here.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna be playing basketball and doing great things in college. But what are your thoughts as you're not with the team now, and you've moved on to bigger and better things?
Well, my thoughts now, I'm kind of scared I'm going to be alone, but, you know, I feel like it's going to be a learning experience, you know. I'm going to be alone, figure myself out a little bit, see where I'm at, you know. It's going to be a test, but I'm ready.
Yeah, but what I love about you is you bring a lot of joy to our team. A lot of joy to our team. What's been some of the best times you've had with our team? What's the most fun you've had?
On tournaments, but I would say the first time I met you, because looking back at it, it's kind of funny.
Oh, you want to go back into that story?
But all the times you blacked on me, when I first started playing.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Well, when you black on me, it's like you tell me about myself. You tell me, even though sometimes I wouldn't want to hear it, like you tell me I'm soft or whatever, but you weren't lying. But you blacking on me, sitting me on the bench. You used to sit me a lot when I first started. Oh my goodness. You used to sit me a lot. Like those times I used to think, oh my gosh, why is he riding me like this? But you know, it was for good, because like everywhere, like pretty much in America, people like lower your bar. Like he always kept the bar high from you. Like Lanair, push through when you're tired. I used to think, oh, I'm human. I'm supposed to be tired. But he said push through even when I was tired. In life, that's what you have to do to be successful. So those times were the fun for me, looking back at it. And then,
what are your thoughts when we first met? What were your thoughts when I gave you my thoughts when I first met you, and I was like, oh man, I got another one of these characters. Like,
I mean, I thought I was never gonna go back.
Why didn't you want to come back?
The conditioning was insane. I was so out of shape. I thought he was Mexican as well.
Oh yeah, you're the one.
Yeah.
You're the one that was telling about Mexican. I think you're just telling that because you don't want to have a white coat.
No, seriously, I really thought you were Mexican. He had a little accent with him. So, yeah, that was me meeting you. I was like, huh? I didn't think you were real. You couldn't have been real.
Yeah, and then I met your dad, and what did you go home and think of anything after that?
That was a while ago.
Over 3 years ago.
Let me think. Oh, I told my dad, well, first of all, I begged him to go the first time.
Oh, yeah.
The night before, I begged him.
Did you want to come back?
Yeah.
You did?
That's why I came back, yeah.
Why did you want to?
Well, but actually, no.
You didn't want to.
This is actually a good story.
Okay.
I didn't want to come back.
You didn't?
No. My dad forced me to come back.
Oh, really?
Yes. He said, I like that coach. He said he's going to push you hard, LJ. I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. So I went in my room. I think it was Wednesday when I went.
I didn't know you. I thought you wanted to come back. Your dad wanted you to come back.
Yeah, he wanted me to come back.
And you haven't left the team
Since.
And you had other opportunities to play on many other teams.
Mm-hmm. This is my main team.
Yeah. And what kept you going with this?
I don't know. It's like it's so much. It's hard to divide it, but if I had to, I would say like you, the team. Like this is rare. What we have here is pretty rare.
What do you think's rare compared to? Because, people might not know who are listening to this because maybe they're listening to this show right now for other reasons.
Yeah.
Like, they might not know that AAU, what is it, from your perspective, other AAU compared to our AAU team? What's different?
We actually care about each other outside of basketball. Like, someone got hurt and didn't play college basketball or whatever, or for their high school team, you will still care. You treat us like we're your own. But besides from you, the team, the staff, the coaches, like we all care about each other outside of basketball. That's pretty rare because all it is in life for basketball is just basketball. Outside of myself,
What are some of the other teammates or coaches or other people that volunteer to help with the team? What are some things they've done for you that have impacted you over the past 3 years? Because there's a lot of people that might think encouraging people, helping people, like it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. But what you're saying is it does matter. What are some things that people have done for you, a player or maybe another coach or another?
Well, from the staff, Justin Madison, he gives me a lot of rides. Honestly.
Yeah, so you got people giving you rides all the time.
All the time. Coach Pat, always encouraging. He never says nothing negative, and when he does, he's serious. Alex Rustin, he plays hard. When I played, he played hard, pushed me, and they say, if I ever need anything, reach out. Coach Anton, I'm going to be working out with him in the weight room.
Well, which is huge.
Even Brandy and Angela, when they were around, they took care of me.
If you don't know a lot of people don't know who these people are. These are people like yourselves who basically just can help somebody, give them a ride, help them by just encouraging them, caring for them. And in our life, that's what we need to do. Like, the little stuff matters. The little stuff matters. And how has encouragement played a role for you in your life out on the team or outside the team?
Encouragement. Actually, it changed my life because I live that life outside the team amazing.
You do?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
At school.
Yeah.
Like I see someone down.
Is your school a tough school?
Oh my goodness, yes. Yes.
Like, give me a day before. So now you're saying that I want to hear about all the ways you encourage people in school, but give me a day or like the tough things you see in a day at Hanager High School, the public high school you go to.
Actually, it wasn't a student. It was a counselor. I seen her one day, I was passing her room. I seen her door closed, but I heard someone sobbing or whatever. Actually, name is Kim Goldman.
Yeah.
Her name is Kim Goldman. She knows about the team.
Yeah.
So one day she was like, I'm like, are you okay? She said, yeah, Lanair. Thanks for checking up on me. And I said, if you ever need anything, you can always talk to me. She looked at me like I was crazy because the kids saying that.
Yeah.
But but she said she saw something different. She said, what's wrong with you? Like in a good way, though. Because not a lot of all the people there are kind of out of it. So that kind of made me feel good. I'm like, oh wow. Coach Fatica is really doing something right in my life. He changed my life.
So you helped it was basic guidance counselor. You've talked about her a lot. And she helped you with college, right? Mm-hmm. To fill out all your stuff. And I remember you talking about how helpful she was when you were struggling in school. Mm-hmm. She was a big help for you as well.
Yep, her and Ms. Rouser Davis, yeah.
Yeah, so what we don't realize is that when we encourage people, it always comes back 100-fold. Like for me, I want you to know you've encouraged me. Mm-hmm. There's days I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I can do this team. This is not, I told you, I was joking with you saying there were probably 50 times I said, I don't know if I can do this. This is wild, because I don't think people realize how discouraged they are. Mm-hmm. Do you see people in the world discouraged now more than you ever did?
All the time. And I feel like the cause of that is comparison. People compare themselves a lot, which makes them very discouraged and gives you anxiety.
Yeah. Have you ever compared yourself a lot?
Oh my gosh, all the time. I would compare myself to all the point guards verified on Instagram.
Yeah, on social media. So so there's people looking at, I think anxiety and depression is through the roof. Would you say that?
Through basketball?
Just in general, just people in life think anxiety and depression, and a lot of it has to do with comparing. How can we get a kid outside of comparing, outside of anxiety? What would you say would be a way to help a kid to get through that?
Don't give them a phone. Take their phone.
What, really? You think the phone affects you?
Yeah.
What does it do to you, the phone? Do you have to put your phone down sometimes?
Well, I've gotten pretty numb to it. I know how to exclude myself from certain situations, but at times, yes. Well, I was used to, because I looked at people doing all these 360s, and I would compare where I'm supposed to be at in life.
Yeah.
It would make me feel like, am I not good enough? But in reality, I'm okay.
Yeah.
So, I feel like that plays a big role in mental health comparison.
Well, you should be encouraged because they don't know. You're one of 3% out of all the high school athletes that play college basketball. Only 3% get an opportunity to play college basketball. So, and over half our team, I mean, that's a low number. It could be more than half, but I'm just saying realistically, around half of our team are going to play college basketball. Is that rare for an AAU team to have that many kids, play? What do you think that is about, our team, that why they're able, even though somebody say, hey, they're playing D1, JUCO or D2 JUCO, which is high level basketball, but not maybe as high as level as other people like a Duke or a North Carolina or something like that. But why do you think Team Amazing, we're having a lot of kids be able to play college basketball?
Well, in practice are intense. Our practices are very intense. We work out like we're a D1 team, to be honest. When we work, like the workouts you have us do, I would say, prepares us. And then we pick underdogs. We don't pick all the big names or whatever. We get people who really want to work and who really wants it. So I would say that plays a big role, because in college, how are you going to do it if you don't want it? So I feel like it's a preparation.
Yeah, and we have 4 kids that didn't even play high school basketball. And 2 out of the 4 are probably going to play college basketball who are juniors. And what do you think that's about? I mean, that's interesting. People might not know this. You can play AAU, you don't have to play high school anymore and still play college basketball. What are your thoughts on that?
It's crazy.
It's crazy, right? You don't have to play high school basketball anymore.
It's crazy. All you need is AAU at this point. But I think it's kind of crazy. It's a blessing for some of the guys. It's a blessing.
It's a huge, and that's really what people don't know. I homeschool my kids, so that's what got me involved with this, to really be gung-ho about it. And our team, people don't know this, but we have, guys that have played D1, like Mo Brown, who helped out. We've got guys that played D2, like Coach Pat, D3, like Coach Anton, and also had coaching experience on JUCO level, and then your father who played D1. We've got all these great men around you. Any thoughts? Do you think young men need other men around them to lead the way? How has that helped you, having other older men to help you?
It gives me a sight to show me what I want to be when I get older. Because when I get older, I didn't know what I really wanted to be, but I want to be a good man, a family man, and after I've done all the basketball stuff, who you are after basketball really matters, as I see.
For sure. I always use the story at practice when I say, look guys, I have a kid who came to me at an event who said, my dad played in the NBA. I go, I want to meet your dad. And the kid says, well, I've never met him. He tells me the name, and I don't want to, blow him up, but he was an NBA All-Star. I'm like, what do you mean you don't? What do you mean you don't know the guy? What do you mean you've never met him? And what are your thoughts on that? This is our country that they care more about basketball than they care about being a dad or being a husband or a leader. What are your thoughts on that?
It's crazy. I would say that's crazy because, as I said before, the world really only cares about what you can do for them. So, people getting caught up in just being basketball and nothing else. It's gonna put you in a very deep hole in the future.
Yeah, and so what are your goals for your life? Beyond, Team Amazing, beyond college basketball, as you're gonna succeed in college basketball, and I'm gonna believe that, you believe that, I know you do. But outside of that, sure, you might go play overseas or something, but outside of basketball, what are your goals for your life?
To be a good person. I want to be a servant leader when I get older. I want to be selfless, basically. I kind of am now, but I want to do it at a higher level. I want to do it for homeless people that I don't even know, people I don't live near. I want to give myself to people because at the end of the day, if I go overseas to play basketball, what does that do for anyone else? It just does for me. It fills my ego, but that's not good. So, and I've learned from you a lot that basketball is gonna only take me so far. Basketball is my life, but as I've seen, it's not that important, to be honest. It's not that important because my dad went D1. My dad has his own struggles to this day. He still made it through all of them, but I really want to be better than my dad, you know? So I wanna like continue going after basketball to be successful.
And I know your dad, that's what he wants for you. He wants you to be, just like I do for my kids. I want them to be better than me because I get more joy at watching you succeed. Like that you're going to play college basketball and you're going to college and you're going to class, right? Yes. Say yes, thank you.
Yes.
All right? Because if you don't, I'm going to come after you, big dog. All right? But it gives me more joy than, you know, writing a book or being a bestseller. Like, I get more joy watching you succeed, watching my son succeed, watching, you know, people that I lead succeed. And you'll understand this. It's so much fun. It's so much fun to watch you doing well. You know, and even when, and one of the greatest moments I've had in my life is watching that when you had some people, you know, we won't get into the circumstance, but you had people in your life let you down in small ways and in big ways. And I watched you handle that with such mercy and kindness and character. I was like blown away, and you might think it's a little deal, but to me, I was blown away by, it challenged me to be more merciful. It challenged me to be more kind. And also, like when you were at basketball practice and you didn't have to be there, you know, a lot of the guys, they'd get hurt and then they wouldn't show up. You get hurt, kind of like Keeson, even if he's hurt, he shows up. Like when you guys do that, like that speaks such volumes. What helped you? What encouraged you? What helped you through some of the toughest times of your life the past couple years? What do you think? Why do you think you were able to have mercy and have kindness? What are your thoughts?
To be honest, I don't know.
All right, he's keeping it real. 100 today. Lanair McMurren Jr., the Big L. You don't know?
I don't know.
Well, I want you to know it's like a God-given gift that was given to you, you know? And I want you to know that it inspired me, and I know the whole team. There was one moment where when you graduated, you want to say you didn't cry, but you did. All right? You're a liar, You're there allergies. But why did why did graduation touch you so much? It was I saw you impacted big time. Remember the one brotherhood retreat we had and everybody came together?
Yeah, that was like a long time ago.
Yeah, I know it's like that, but I know those were the two moments where I saw you get a little emotional, which you don't always do that. Mm-hmm. Like, why do you think that was at graduation? Why do you think it hit you so hard?
I mean, it's a lot, but I mean, to see that my dad was proud of me, which is high school was like a breeze. I wasn't really.
Yeah.
But like for him to see that, like I haven't seen him in a little while, so for him to see him and see all you guys all there rooting for me, I feel good. It was just tears of joy. It wasn't sad.
Yeah, no, for sure. I know they were. Because I cry almost every tournament. They're usually tears of joy. Because I'm just honored to be in your life. And I saw that. You know, to be a dad and to be proud and to see that with your dad and for you to receive that, that's how important it is. How important do you think it is right now? You might not know this, but the stats are over 50% of this nation doesn't have relationship with their biological father, which is staggering. Doesn't have a relation, whatever that means, to what those stats are saying. What do you say to somebody who maybe is not being that dad or is being that dad, or you're gonna be a dad? You say you don't, but you like the ladies a lot, so I don't think you're gonna be able to contain yourself, mister. But because you on fire.
I'm not gonna be a dad.
You're not, okay, but let's just say, what would you say to the dads out there? What's most important for your kids?
Being there consistently, because if you're there one day, then come back Thursday, I never realized, I see now, being a parent, how you parent with your children, like, it affects your child. Like, me being a kid, getting older, like, I see, like, it affects us a lot. Like, really, like, it causes people to do things we never thought we would do. Not saying myself, but, like, it really, like, kind of dictates your, well, not really, kind of dictates your child's future, how they're going to act. There's a lot of trauma built up, which shouldn't happen, but everybody has trauma, but, like, it really affects the kid.
Yeah,
it really affects the kid.
And you're a unique guy because you're like one of these guys that God, I say God, you can say whatever you want, but I believe it's God 100%. God's kind of planted you like these people in your life at the right time for the right reason.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
It's crazy. You're not like every kid. I want you to know this. You're not like every kid out there. That, like, God has a special plan for you to give back because of that. But look at, like, you know, people might not know this. If you saw the film, you'd know this, but, you know, your mother hasn't been in your life from day one, right? But you have these two sisters, you call them, who are there. They just, they drive you to here, they drive you there, they pick you up. They'll drive 3 hours out of the way, 2 hours out, they'll go to a tournament. They've been to tournaments where they've come to watch you. Like, what do you think about that? Like, how important, I call those mentors, you can call them sisters, brothers, whatever. I call those, you know, father figures. What are your thoughts about that? Why do you think, them, your sisters, what they've done for you? What would you want them to know?
Well, first of all, it's not human.
What's
It's not human. What they do it's insane. Like, all I have to do is call, they said. Even when, like, I don't know, like, you three guys are like the most craziest humans I've ever met in my life. You guys are like beyond good. But them, oh man, they do damn near everything for me, to be honest. Like, everything. Like, and they don't even live in Syracuse.
Yeah.
So from them doing that, it's like, it leaves me speechless. I can't even say anything about it. It's just wow.
Does helping others matter? That's the question.
Yes.
But I'm telling you, right now, where we're at in this nation, people don't want to help people. They don't, I'm just doing my thing. I'm staying away from people. Do you feel that? Like, kind of like, not with your sisters and not maybe with the team, but like, I think people don't want to help people anymore. Like, kind of like what I do is you start helping, you're like, oh man, this is not worth it. What would you tell somebody that doesn't want to help somebody? Why keep doing it?
Tell them, give it a try. Tell them, give it a try, and you'll see what comes. But it's not, you don't help people because what you get out of it, because you might not get anything out of it. But the thing is, do it because you care and just who you are. Because at the end of the day, like, that makes me feel good. When I help people, like, I don't even, like, I feel bad when I see people on the side. Even if I give them money, they do to get their fix or whatever, and it's negative. But the thing is, like, I don't know, it's just like an urge for me to help. Like, I feel like we need more people like that now.
Yeah, and you're going to be that person. That's a guarantee. That's a guarantee. I already told you, as you know, we start, you know, building gyms and we start helping other kids. Like, I want you to help in some way, you know, but at the end of the day, whether you help what we're doing, I know you're going to help others wherever you're at. And I know somebody that's been a huge gift for me, and that's been your father. Like, you know, we all have our weaknesses, we all have our mistakes, but really he has been like a brother for me. He means the world to me, and like, what do you have to say about those that think I haven't done it perfectly, but he at least did his best? Now, a lot of people don't know this. He hasn't been to, and you know this, he hasn't been to every graduation of all the kids, but he was at yours. And I think that was important for him. How do you think you've impacted your dad's life? I think you've impacted his life more than you realize. You think you've made an impact on his life?
I feel like I have, because like he really took care of me since day one.
Yeah.
That's changed him a lot.
Yeah. I've watched it.
I feel like, I wouldn't say he want to live through me.
Yeah.
But like, it's technically, I have the same name as him, so I feel like he sees himself in me and he wants me to go the right path. So it's kind of changing him as a dad on his way out as being a parent. Like, he wants me, he's doing his best. Well, I kind of changed him a lot, actually.
Big time.
Like, now he's, well, more committed, I would say. But, like, I don't know. Like, I would say, like, he's changed drastically. Like, now he's, like, more into being a parent, I would say. But, like, he really wants me to do good. And he sees himself in me.
No, I think that's something that I've been able to watch, see you impact. I don't think realize like my son Joe, my kids, Dominic and Rocco and like Catherine and John Paul, they impact my life. And I think we don't realize how much our kids impact us. And I think it's so important for us to realize that even though you're the kid, you're the young adult, like you're impacting others' life. Give me one, I know, you're like, oh, you've given a lot here today, so I appreciate that. But I want to know maybe one or two stories about how have you made an impact on somebody's life? Who's somebody you can say, hey, maybe in school, because look, you went to school, you called me recently and said, one of my girls I just graduated with got shot from your school. And she's a beautiful, kind girl. She didn't probably do anything wrong, right? And you have family members that, have gone to jail, right? So you see that there's a lot of wrong going on around you. But you're saying to yourself, I want to be a person that makes an impact. You can't, look, my point for this right now, this question is, stop making excuses that you can't make an impact just because of your circumstances. You always say to me, Coach, you think I, do good because I've got bad going? No, I do good just because that's what you're supposed to do. So who have you impacted? Who's somebody in your life you've impacted?
Oh, a person I met this year. He's actually my best friend now. I would say DJ.
Okay, how have you impacted his life?
I feel like it's a complete 360. As you know, before, he was a basketball player, right?
Yeah.
But he wasn't I feel like I changed his he's bought into what I've been telling him, telling him to be encouraging, how to be, not really necessarily be more giving, but be a better person. And then, he doesn't do any of the bad habits he does anymore because we hang out. We do productive things to make us as young men better. And I've changed his life a lot.
Because you guys stopped hanging out with a couple guys who you love and they're your friends. You say, I don't want to hang out with you there because you want to do the right things. Mm-hmm. You've done that for him too.
Yeah, and then now he's going to Aspire for next year for a postgrad year. So I would say we're more focused up here now. We had to distance ourselves, me and myself, because he was still hanging out with him. But once he started hanging out with me and we started understanding, I brought him around you, he saw, even when you have, those conversations with him, I don't know if you realize, but, do you see, he really listens? He really looks at you in your eyes,
He's got to show that.
Yeah.
And everybody, you don't just jump into our team and just get
it's a process, and it's barely that. It's barely that.
And get a hand. You got to hand it to you in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. And it really doesn't matter how good you are at basketball. It's about here all the time. We've had probably maybe 3 out of the top 10 people in Syracuse in basketball play for the team. And they're not here now.
We threw 2 of them off the team.
Yeah.
We didn't even need. We said, "You're done."
And they don't come back.
One crawled back though. Mm-hmm. One, my main man.
Yeah.
Remember that guy? Yeah. He goes, "Nobody's ever cut me." I go, "Well, how does it feel?" But that's important that I cut the guys that are at the higher level. Mm-hmm. I've cut more of those guys than the lower guys. Yeah. Because I'll let them come and practice with us. Mm-hmm. Why do you think I do that?
To make us better. Yeah. Smart. It's smart.
Well, whether it's smart or not, bottom line, it'd be smart just to keep all the best guys, right?
Yeah, but
that's what everybody does.
Yeah, but do the opposite.
Do the opposite. And I think that's what we need to do right now, is do the opposite. So right now, the stats are against you, that you're going to be a husband, that you're going to be a father. The stats are against you, that you're going to be committed in your faith walk as a man of God. The stats are against you, that you're, going to be able to finish college right now. What do you have to say about that? The stats are against you, Lanair, on all 4 areas. That you'll make it through college, 1, stats are against you. That you'll be a great father and husband, stats against you. That you'll be able to have a successful life against you. So what do you have to say about that?
It's been like that my whole life.
So what are you going to do? Are you going to do it?
Yeah, everything I've been doing my whole life. I'm not supposed to be where I'm at now, to be honest. But it's nothing.
You're a miracle.
Yes. Without all the blessing, all the people in my life, I wouldn't be here now. That's my truth. Honestly, it's like, man, without you guys, where would I be? Where would Lanair be? Man. But you say all the stats are against me. It's been like that my whole life. All we gotta do is keep pushing, keep being thankful.
And what I believe, I have to always close it up with faith.
Mm-hmm.
Mark 9:23 says anything is possible with one who has faith. Luke 18:27 says what is impossible for human beings is possible for God. How does your faith help you in going up against the stats, going up against the push on go do drugs, go just hook up with the ladies, go be that selfish person, go be about you. How does your faith help you? Does your faith help you?
Well, if he's changed me, he hasn't even changed me. He made me different from the get-go.
Who did?
God.
Oh, right.
I would hang around people that did drugs. I've never touched it. I've never drunk or smoked in my life.
It's unbelievable.
And it's like, it's people around me that do it in front of my face. They don't try to get me. It's just my heart says no.
And why
I don't know
what that is.
I think it's God. Well, I know it's God because it's just wow. Because even some of my friends wouldn't just give people. They're selfish. They wouldn't even give some of their own family members money. But not even money, just giving to others, like kids. I've been at homeless barbecues, kids training camps. Like I said, like you mentioned before, giving what I had to the homeless people that I don't even know. It's just something wrong with me, but it's a good thing. It's in here.
You're beating the odds there, and you're beating the odds there, and that's what God is about. A lot of people tell me, don't believe in God, don't believe in Jesus. And I always tell them, I said, okay, well, what should I believe in then? You give me something else to believe in.
Mm-hmm.
Give me another option. What do you have to, I had this kid in college, he played basketball with me a lot in the streets of Philadelphia, we played a lot. And he always said, if you don't try God, you can't buy God. And if you try God, he won't wave by God.
Mm-hmm.
And his whole point was, just do it. What do you got to lose? What do you got to lose to put God first in your life?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that? If somebody's sitting here saying, I'm kind of living my faith, why should they put God first in their life?
Because, to be real, you'll really see the results. Because being selfless and putting who made us before us, that's really what we're supposed to do. But I tell people all the time, even my friends, bro, how don't you think God is real? Honestly.
Why do they think he's not real?
I don't know, because they think the tragedies they go through or whatever. But the thing is, some people's mindsets don't think of hurt or bad things that happen as motivation.
Yeah,
they take
that's
it to the
how
heart.
you see it.
Yeah.
Because you do see it that way. Because when we hang out, you tell stories about your life like you shared in the film. I'm holy cow, this guy's heroic. You're hey, no, that's just life.
Yeah. I still struggle, but I still end up pushing through. It's been a long ride. But for people that don't believe in God, I don't know. But I don't really experience it because I hang around people that have faith majority of the time.
Yeah.
And whoever doesn't really say they don't believe in God.
Yeah.
But if I was to be around someone that said it, I would probably say bro, I would give them testimony about my life.
Yeah.
Look at me. But
so what would you share?
I would share how I'm really not supposed to be here.
Why not?
Because the odds are really against me my whole life, really. And then with my dad this year, and I made it to college for free to play basketball.
You told me that, right? You said, Coach, guess how much it cost me? $1,000, $500. You said no, zero. It's unbelievable.
I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I'm not at Duke or nothing, but I'm still blessed to be where I'm at.
No, for
100%.
sure. And I'm blessed to have you in my life. And just as we close out our time together, thanks for doing this, And as you, go away and you do great things, I'll miss you greatly. And I won't miss you because I'm sad where you're going. I'll miss you because I love spending time with you.
Mm-hmm.
When you come to my house, hang out with the kids, do that. And just being a kid around my kids is a gift. So thank you for that. But what would you close out and say? What's one practical way someone could be an encouragement that works for you? So they go out there, they saw this show, they go out and they go, hey, I'm going to go encourage somebody else. What would you tell them to do?
To encourage someone else, what would I tell them to do?
Yeah, one thing they could try out that you hope would work for them.
They can say it, can be verbal.
Yeah.
You really want me to say it?
Yeah, sure, whatever you think.
Hey, I really didn't like this little... I didn't like this word when I came around it a lot, but I've been hearing it so much. But like, there's cars outside that has the word on it, but like it really works. Think about it. Some people really don't think they're amazing. You don't even have to give anybody anything or even look at them. Just scream out to them, "You're amazing." You don't know how much that affects someone. At times, there will be times I didn't think I was amazing, but I realized once you would tell me, I'm like, not being like arrogant or nothing, but I'm all right, Like through everything, what we do, even if we mess up, we're still that because we're God's children. So I would say like just reach out to someone and you would be surprised when I would tell my dad he's amazing randomly. Like I feel like it would touch him a lot. He would tell me. Like you never know. So I would say just reach out or even scream to someone on the sidewalk or something. You're amazing. You never know who you could touch at any time.
Wow. You're amazing, man.
My God.
So proud of you. I'm so proud of you. This guy, he's going great places. You better put him on the map, because get ready. He's going great places, and no matter what, he's going to give to others, and that's what matters. You better be a great husband and father.
Yeah.
What? You better be a great... You better. If not, I'm going to get you.
When I'm 30.
I'm going to get you. I love it so much.
Coach.
Thank you so much.
It's not that bad,
Thanks
right?
for listening to the Encouragement Conquers All podcast with Justin Fatica. Make sure to subscribe and follow to be notified when the newest episodes of the podcast go live. You can find contact information and important links in the show notes. Stay tuned for the next episode.